Hi, this is Soft Cell Video Productions and Learning Channel. I'm your host, John. Welcome to episode number 150, where we go over construction contracts. First, I have to issue this disclaimer. I am not an attorney, and what I am dispensing is not legal advice. Rather, it's some basic suggestions to adhere to when writing a construction contract. All this information in this video was derived from an interview that I conducted with a senior code enforcement officer with the Nevada State Contractors Board on Monday, February 25th, 2013 from 8:15 in the morning till about 10:30. Keep in mind that I am licensed in the state of Nevada, and laws vary greatly from state to state. This is very basic material we're going over, so it's going to help out pretty much everybody everywhere to some degree. Always check up on your local laws for complete verification. First and foremost, keep in mind that your contract has to have your full company name, license number, limit, and in this state, a statement called the Residential Recovery Act or the Residential Recovery Fund on the contract. This specifies what must be on your contract and can be found in this little book called the State Contractors Board Handbook, and covers almost all aspects of Nevada contractors' laws and regulations. In the 2010 edition, you can find the minimum requirements of the Residential Recovery Fund under entry 624-76. Please note that this is public information and therefore completely exempt from any kind of copyright infringement or rights. In the state of Nevada, this portion of the law book has to be somewhere on your contract. You notice it's listed 624-76. Personally, I post mine on the back of my contracts so it doesn't take up a lot of space. When you write a contract, you must describe in detail everything you expect to be paid for. If additional work is requested and is not listed in the contract, then the owner or financier of the project does not have to pay you for any changes in the work. As described to me by the enforcement agent, your protection against this is to include into the contract the provision for work orders or change orders. For example, if you have already run wire through a wall and the owner decides a door or a window wants to be added, you have them sign a work order that specifies what the change of plan is, where the change of plan is, and the amount of compensation for that change. That is the only sure way you will get paid for changes as you go. The next item we discussed was payment arrangement. Every state differs in the amounts of start money you can ask for. But write your contract in a way so you're not paying for the project out of your pocket from the start. It is also wise to stagger payments that correspond to different levels of completion. For example, when rough electrical passes inspection, I usually ask that I am paid in full for that portion of the work. Another item that the agent and I discussed was delay penalties. If you are monetarily penalized because work has not been completed by a certain date, then you will lose money according to the way the contract is written. However, if your delay is a direct result of uncompleted work by a framer, plumber, HVAC technician, or any number of trades that prevents completion within the stipulated dates, you need to document this, both in writing and with photographic evidence. That way, you are not penalized because of another contractor's inability to stay on the time track. One thing you might want to include in your contract is that any alteration to your original work completely voids the warranty. One minor detail I almost forgot to mention is that if your work is damaged by another trade, you will not be compensated for repairs unless you have followed the change order suggestions that were recommended by the Contractors Board. I do hope that this information I gathered from the Contractors Board was helpful. And remember this, if it's not listed in the contract, it does not exist. Depending on who writes the contract, this could have a win-win situation or one that ends up with you having to work for free. All information within this video was based on notes from questions I asked of the Contractors Board. I want to thank the Nevada State Contractors Board for indulging me in the time to ask these questions and get very valid answers. Again, I hope this helps you out in your basic contract writing and teaches you to protect yourself, because if it's not written in the contract, it doesn't exist. So you have to write in your own protections. And I'd like to thank you for watching this, and have a great day.